Good morning. Thank you for joining us on Superstars of Sports. I'm your host, Chicken George. Today I'm joined by
Wed, West Baltimore legend.
Mike, founders of Fathers in the Hood.
Thank y'all for joining me today, gentlemen.
Thanks for having me, brother. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Today we got Grove Street Official in the house. We thank y'all brothers for being here. One of the many crews that we're going to see here on Superstars of Sports. Fellas, let's get into it a little bit. So this past weekend, we had a lot of good games. Rams pull off an exciting game this weekend, 34-31. Mike, give us your takeaway about the game for this weekend.
So, I actually thought it was going to be a blowout. I thought the Rams was going to run away with it. But actually, Bryce Young and the Panthers showed up. It was a surprise. But the MVP came through. I think Matthew Stafford was going to be the MVP. So he came through, having his best year this year. So, what he had, 289 yards passing. So he did his thing. But outside of that, I was just surprised that Bryce Young showed up.
Okay. Young fella did come through a little bit. What you say about this situation, Wed?
I'm gonna be completely honest, brother. I really didn't even watch the game. You know what I mean? But I know Matthew Stafford is a monster, man. I've been watching that man play football since he was throwing that motherfucker to Megatron. You know what I mean? But Bryce Young is an awesome young man too, though. You know what I mean? 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. But when you're going against a veteran like Matthew Stafford, it's really hard to compete unless he just throwing that motherfucker away. But, you know what I mean? But that's all I gotta say about it. It was a good game all in all from what I seen on paper.
Caleb Williams and the Bears knock off the Packers this weekend. Long live Big Furrows. Yeah, you took it. Long live Big Furrows.
Big furrows.
But take us to this game now. Now I actually kind of thought that the Packers was going to get us from the way, even though they was the favorites. What did you take away from this game, Webb?
Yo, I ain't even get the paper on this one. Let me see that. But we gonna work together as a team. You know what I mean? Caleb Williams, damn, 361, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, that's tough shit right there. But I'm so used to Aaron Rodgers being with the Packers, yo. It's a really, you know what I mean? When you so used to seeing somebody with a team, it's really hard to picture somebody else behind. You know what I mean? So it was crazy to watch Shorty, and then you got Aaron Rodgers with the whole, you know what I mean? Like, that shit was crazy to me. But you know what I mean? It was a good win for the Bears, though. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them boys, man.
So you saying you used to seeing Aaron Rodgers in that jersey?
Yeah.
Okay.
So seeing them somewhere else, but then just watching us a playoff game with the Packers playing, and it's not Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, and it's not Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? But it just looked different to me, bro.
Okay. What about you, Mike?
So, as I watched this game, I actually thought the Packers were going to run away with it. The score was like 21-3 in the first half. Bears couldn't get nothing going. But then, as I continued to watch the game, I actually fell asleep after the Bears scored their first touchdown in the second half. And to wake up and find out that they came back, it was crazy. My mind was blown. But that's what they've been doing all year. Caleb Williams been doing that all year long. I don't know, they probably had like 6 or 7 comeback wins this year. You know, probably like 2 or 3 on the last play. So, I mean, Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, congratulations. Yeah, y'all doing y'all thing.
Okay. What do y'all make of, everybody kind of like going in on Caleb Williams about the fingernails and like what you think about that?
I don't like the fingernails with none of them. That's feminine, and that's part of the thing that they trying to push on our youth. I have a real distaste for that. That's just not some of the things that they be showing and allowing our kids to see. It's kind of, you know what I mean, different than me because I'm kind of from the old school. But to each his own, you know.
The Bills won a close game against the Jaguars. It looks like the Jaguars this year, they making some noise, man. The young guy, Trevor Lawrence, he's stepping up. You know, from his first 2 seasons, he looked like he was going to be the prodigy. Last year, not so much, but this year, he had a pretty good season.
Come on, man, sunshine.
Yeah, sunshine. So the Bills pulled it out. What do you take away from this game? How do you see? I mean, what did you take away out of this game?
I saw Josh Allen being Josh Allen, man. You know, clutch play with a couple seconds left to win the game. So, I'm not a real big Bills fan, you know, but they came through in the clutch. Like you said, sunshine ain't show up. Sunshine became cloudy that day.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, what I get out the Bills Jaguars game is Trevor Lawrence turns the ball over too much. Sunshine is a pretty good player, but he definitely gonna lead that motherfucker on the turf 1 or 2 times a game. And you just can't win consistently in the football game with turning the ball over, especially just on your hands. So I ain't even get to look and see who else had turnover. So, you know what I mean? And you just lose by 3 points. It's devastating. So maybe they'll pick it up next year because they gone fishing now, brother. So we can move on to the next situation.
Okay, so the next situation is the Patriots and the Chargers. Okay, so the next situation is the Patriots and the Chargers. The Patriots was the favorite. I didn't really think that the Chargers was going to do much. It seemed like in the playoffs, the Chargers, they always fall off. I mean, they never make a deep run. However, this game also has an MVP candidate with the young fella Drake May. So, what did you see in this game, Webb?
Well, as you know, if you know me, you know I can't stand the Patriots. So it was a good game. You know what I mean? Watching them, it's hard to watch them. You know what I mean? But Drake May is a really good quarterback right now. If you watch him, he pulls, he takes short, dump off pass. He don't gamble too much. You know what I mean? He work. He doing what he gotta do. You know what I mean? But I don't like none of them. You know what I mean? I'm from Baltimore. I like the Ravens. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest.
Appreciate it.
I can't disagree with you. I can't stand the Patriots. I ain't really tripping out the Chargers neither, but I thought the Chargers was gonna give them a little bit more run. But Justin Herbert was on the run all day. They was on his tail, you know. So like, it was a defensive struggle, and 16-3. And y'all talk about Drake May and how he might be the MVP. Like I said, I think it's Matthew Stafford, man. Matthew Stafford having a great year. The second-year player, though, he, like you said, he's very poised, and he's doing this thing, and he got the Patriots. Mike Vrabel got the Patriots out in the runners, man, but I think they might lose next round, man.
Okay. Moving on to this Niners game. Now, this was a great game for the bettors right here. Eagles was favorite. However, the Niners stunned them, came in and shocked them at the Eagles. What do you take away from this one, Mike?
The 49ers got a really good team, man. Defense, offense. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts, he don't show up in some games, man. So it was. I thought the 49ers was going to win. I think the Eagles' time was up. They got their Super Bowl, you know. But I think 49ers, Christian McCaffrey. It was sad to see George Kittle get hurt though. It looked like he ruptured his Achilles. So outside of that, man, 49ers showed up.
What do you say to the people that say that they need to ban the tush push?
No, it's man. I'm a person that is competitive. You feel me? So at the end of the day, you gotta stop it. I don't think you should ban it. You know what I mean? I think you gotta be able to find a scheme to stop it. It ain't like it's a play that's taking you 80 yards every play. No, it's 2-yard play or 1-yard play or inch. You feel me? And you gotta be solid and stop that play. I've seen it stop. They stopped on the Ravens last week, I think.
Okay. Well,
Well, you know, I grew up with 49ers fans, yo. So to see them beat the Eagles was good for me. You know what I mean? I grew up watching Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. Like, you know what I mean? That's before we even got any team. You know what I mean? But that was a good game. You know what I mean? And it's like I said, I'm used to seeing Debo Samuels with them. You know what I mean? And shit just be looking different. I don't be watching too much of the football unless the Ravens on, man. You feel what I'm saying? But I had a little white boy on my job used to love the Eagles. Man, he wasn't even from Philly though. He from like a little town outside of Pennsylvania somewhere. But you know, everybody want to claim something, so you can't hate on them for that, bro. You know what I mean? Good job, 49ers, man.
okay.
And let me touch in on that tush push.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you think
Like,
about
I just think you gotta stop it. Like, you know what I mean? That's the only way. You know, if you can't stop it, they always try to ban something you can't stop. You know what I mean? They stopped the Allen Iverson crossover as soon as he crossed over Michael Jordan.
As soon as he crossed over.
they stopped. Now they made up the rule that you can't back a nigga down longer than 5 seconds. If a man Charles Barkley used to kill guys all the time. Like, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of funky shit be going on.
What about the way about the glass?
They be working on me. They be working on me, sure. They be working on. They can ready make them. They gonna make all backboards round again. No more squares.
Okay. We got another playoff game tonight, Monday night. You know, I kind of like the new kind of format. I don't really like it, you know, with all these different games on all these different channels, but, you know,
Different networks.
Yes, sir. But this is Monday night prime time. Who you got, Webb, in this Steelers game tonight?
What kind of question is that? What kind of question is that? Anybody but the Pittsburgh Squealers, man. Like, you know what I mean? So that's all I gotta say, man. If them niggas win, I'm tackling the first nigga on my job with his Pittsburgh jersey. Mm-hmm. If you got on them colors, I'm tackling your ass on the job. Cause that shit is, I'm tired of them. It's over. Tom, what's the coach name? Mike Tomlin. All that shit. Everything they stand for, I can't stand it.
Okay. Mike?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna go with the Steelers, but that was very convincing for my brother over there, man. I could never go with the Steelers, man. I thought I was about to go, but no.
I don't give a fuck. They playing a third grade team.
I couldn't bring myself to even do it, but I do think Houston, their youth. And just not being playoff ready all the time. I don't know. Mike Tomlin need a playoff win, and I think the Steelers might come out and really show up for that because they want to keep their coach. So I think that'll get them the motivation that they might win, you know, but I can't pick them. Houston defense is awesome. And if C.J. Stroud played a little good, then I don't know. So it's a toss-up, but I won't pick the Steelers.
Okay. So we got 2 Texans in the house tonight. Okay, no problem.
That's not what it is.
Not a Texan? Not a Texan?
I don't like the Texans.
I'm a Raven, man.
You just don't like the Steelers.
No problem. Okay, so we got Trae Young. For the past few years, Trae Young has been on the trading block. You know, they've been having different conversations about will he leave, will he stay? Each time getting close to the trade deadline. So this year, Trae Young has been traded to the the Wizards. However, this is the destination that he requested. So, you know, our past history, recent history, and long history show us that the Wizards never really been a playoff team, never really been a good team. They had a few good seasons when they had the Hibachi. However, they haven't been winning in quite a while. So Trae Young demanding the trade on action to go to the Wizards. I mean, he's there now. He's going to be probably the old head in the locker room. He's going to be the guy that, you know, hopefully galvanizes the young fellas over there because they got a lot of them. What do you say to this, Mike, about getting traded to the Wizards? Do people normally want to go to the Wizards? What you think about that?
I think it was very off cuff, but it also may be a thing to him that could be a motivation to try to get a team that has been known for mediocrity to switch them up. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, the Wizards haven't been in the playoffs in a minute. So if he can propel them to make it to the playoffs, then that will maybe change what his legacy has been or what it's becoming as we start to know. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. The Wizards don't ever really have high hopes. So, but they do have a young kid that I work with, Bub Carrington. I don't know what's up with Cam Whitmore, another kid from the city, from around the area. I don't understand why they don't play him the way that they should. If you paid attention, Bub Carrington is one of, I think, 4 or 5 people that do a few things, have like 1,000 points, 1,000 assists, and not 1,000 assists, but like 200 assists and 1,000 threes in his first 2 seasons. So he's been coming along. Maybe Trae will come through and guide him and make him a better player, make these other guys. I think he will absolutely make Alex Sarr a better player. And Marvin Bagley, I want to see him come through a little bit more. So maybe the Wizards will come together with Trae Young.
Do you think they're going to make it to the playoffs?
Not this season, but maybe once they add a few pieces around Trae Young, then they might have an opportunity to. And I think that's one of the reasons why he chose there to go to, because maybe he can get some other players to come there. You know what I mean? So you never know what he might be trying to do.
Yo, with the whole Trae Young ordeal, I just think that's like me saying I want to move down the Troll. What kind of shit is that? You feel what I'm saying? Like, you want to go to the Wizards. That's the craziest shit I ever said in my life, man.
Yo, crazy.
Unless you got a connection with one of the dudes on the team, you know what I mean, and you try and help yo out. Other than that, that's the craziest shit I ever. You want to go from the Atlanta Hawks. They wasn't winning either, but they better than the Wizards. Like, I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know. The stats mean nothing. Like, you know what I mean? So I think it's going to be tough with Bub, because he a ball hawk. Not Bub, but Trae Young a ball hawk. So where that coming with Bub handling the ball? They gonna hit heads. Next thing you know, my man Bub gonna be out of there. You know what I mean? So I ain't like none of that shit though. Like, but I'm not moving from where I live at to go live down Latrobe. And that's exactly what that move was.
So maybe it got something to do with the, you know, they call DC Chocolate City. And then he kind of came from the other Chocolate City, right?
Man, that man mixed. That man is mixed. He ain't even all black. So
Okay.
why would he want to be in Chocolate City?
Hey, man. I like the chocolate myself. So do you see him going to the playoffs this year?
No, not at all. And unless, like I said, they ain't gonna make the playoffs until they add some expansion teams. They might gotta bring the Vancouver Grizzlies back, or
Seattle
anybody, the Bobcats, just to get them to help get the Wizards. Matter of fact, they might gotta put the WNBA team in there so they can get in to help to get the Wizards to the playoffs. I'm sorry, Bub, you my guy. rest in peace, Big Bub. You know what I mean? But that shit gonna be crazy. I definitely ain't waiting to see that on TV. That's all. I'm gonna leave it there, bro.
So there's some other guys that we've been hearing their names about. Most recently, the Greek Freak, which, you know, since the past couple of weeks I've been hearing that he kind of took his name out of the hat. He wanted to go ahead and stay in Milwaukee and try to make things right. However, we've been hearing about Ja, we've been hearing about AD, and we've been hearing about Jonathan Kuminga. So we're gonna start first with Ja Morant. Ja Morant, high flying, electrifying, gun toting. Where you see Ja going at?
I would love to see Ja go with not Davis, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
That'd be a good look for sure. I think they'll mellow each other out. That'd be that'd be a show right there.
What it?
Good gosh, you baby.
So you think Ant-Man could have an impact on Ja?
I believe so. Cause Ja right now, if you watching them play, he just like every now and then you'll see the old Ja, but he just be cruising right out there. That shit don't even look the same. Like if you look at the play they had the other day when he got the dunk, that dunk was phone and shit. He barely got over the front of the rim. Nigga looking like, yo, that ain't Ja. You know what I mean? But if he go with Anthony Edwards, cause they gotta get Michael Conley the fuck out of there. He gotta get out of there. I love an old dude on the team, but he ain't giving you Nautica out there. Boy. So yeah, that'll help.
Okay. So if Ja goes with that team, what do you see? What's the ceiling for him? So that same team that we talking about, my boys.
We had to see who they lose.
Hold up. My boys was in the Western Conference Finals last year without Ja. So
That's what they
saying
saying.
with Ja.
And you see what happens on in the Western Conference Finals. God damn, they swarmed them boy, yo. That shit was crazy. Them niggas look like they ain't even belong out there with him.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
He get the ball every time Anthony Edwards got it. They backed him all the way back out there. That shit was crazy. So him and Ja, you ain't gonna be able to do that to him, yo. But we gotta see who they would have to give away to get, you know what I mean?
Right.
To even consider getting short. You know what I mean? We'd have to wait and see. You know what I mean?
What you think about this situation with Ja, Mike?
Ja is very unhappy right now, so like it's definitely time for him to move. And I agree with Wade, man. I think the best possible spot for him to land at is Minnesota with Ant Edwards, and I don't know who they will have to give up, but if they can keep their nucleus and add him to it, I think it would be a good look.
They gotta keep Rudy Gobert up.
No.
Yeah, we definitely don't need to give up no Rudy.
Gotta keep Rudy.
Y'all like Rudy Gobert?
I like Rudy Gobert.
I would get ready to get him out of there.
You don't like defense.
Yeah, that's
I like Nas Reed.
You don't like defense.
Yeah. I'll get rid of Nas Reed before I get rid of Rudy Gobert.
What?
See, that's what we hit his at. Right?
So what you think? If he goes there, where you see the ceiling? Like that same question I asked Webb. Western Conference Finals last year. I think we going back this year. If we talking about the teams that's in there, and you know we only really got to get past the Thunder. We ain't tripping about no Wemby in them because you know we gonna get to that later. But we ain't tripping about them. We ain't tripping about no Suns. We ain't tripping about no Rockets. You know we ain't tripping about no Nuggets. You know I kind of feel like we own them now. So you saying you can see Ja going to Minnesota? What's the ceiling for him?
Yeah, maybe West Conference Final, maybe a championship, depending on how they play and how they glue. If he goes there.
That wouldn't get them over the top past the Western Conference Finals. They wouldn't be able to get through the Thunder with Ja.
I don't know. We would have to see.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta see who else they get rid of. Cause them wingmen be considered. Like, you know what I mean? Them niggas, they holds it down.
Right. So we also got AD. He's hurt right now, but you know he's unhappy. He's always hurt, but you know He's unhappy with, he always seemed to be unhappy being in Dallas. But like I said, he's back on the block as well. A few teams been, I've been seeing on Shams and all this type of places. Where do you see AD going? What's a good fit for him?
AD, I think he should stay in Dallas. I think once Kyrie come back, I think that they got a good nucleus with Cooper Flag, Kyrie, Anthony Davis, and the pieces that they got around like P.J. Washington, Daniel Gafford. They got a pretty good team. They just need Kyrie.
Let me ask you this: when Kyrie come back, do they take Cooper out the ball?
They have taken Cooper out the ball.
He the point guard right now.
Now they started him at the point guard. He don't be playing the point guard as much now. They got Nembhard playing the point guard a lot now. So he be off the ball. That's why he be scoring a lot now.
So you would like for him to stay there, but he's on the block. The only thing that's going to probably, at least slow up the trade is the injury.
They keep getting hurt. Ain't nobody going to trade for him. They keep getting hurt.
Oh, they traded for, didn't Kyrie get traded hurt? There was a few players that got traded hurt in my recent memory, but my memory is leaving me right now. So, other than Dallas, what do you think would be a good destination for him?
A good destination for Anthony Davis.
Wizards.
The Wizards with Trae Young, yeah, but no, I don't know. The Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If he go to Lakers, who are they gonna trade for?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who gonna trade? Who anybody gonna trade for Anthony Davis when he keep getting hurt?
Okay.
He hurt right now.
That shit is great.
What you think about AD, Webb?
I feel about Anthony Davis. I feel like he need to fire whoever his trainer is, whoever his nutritionist is, whoever working on his body. He need to fire him and get them the fuck away from him because he has not had a successful season physically with his body. Like, some niggas just ain't ready to be grown men. Like, their bodies just ain't ready for it, man. You know what I mean? And he seemed like he wanna, because he is an amazing athlete, amazing defender, get a bucket, all that shit. But it's he expendable. Right. You know what I mean? He expendable. He not gonna last. And so how can you compete for anything if you stay hurt? And it's all it takes is a nigga go run through your body one time, you gonna fall and it's over for you. You know you ain't getting up. You gonna nigga
Right now he got a hand injury.
Let's get fuck out of here. Which hand? Which hand? You dunked with both of them. You 7-1. Like, what the fuck? That shit crazy, man. Like, niggas, they paying the wrong niggas to be hooping. They paying the wrong nigga. I'm telling you. But yeah, Anthony Davis, I don't know where I think he would go at. I don't see him with nobody else right now. Like, you know what I mean? Who would want him? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm lying about that. Everybody would want him just off his name, but
Let's throw some playoff names. What about Denver?
I don't see him in Denver. Him and the Joker?
That'd be crazy.
That it would. I just don't see that people putting that together like that. The Joker and Anthony Davis.
That would definitely be good.
That would be crazy. So I know what I seen. I seen they said he might be going to the Warriors. What about that?
That'd be tough. That'd be tough with the Warriors. We ain't seen the Warriors have a player like Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? They've yet to have a player like that. You know what I'm saying? That block shots, rebound, dunk on niggas, shoot the J. You know what I mean? That's all around. Man, that'd be wild to see him with Steph Curry, man. You know what I'm saying? That'd be wild.
So staying on that team, the person that he probably would be getting traded for would be Kuminga. Kuminga has been on the block for a few. Well, he's not really been on the block because it seemed like they don't want to give him up. It also seemed like they don't want to give him the playing time. He's coming out the bench right now, averaging 12 points. We just kind of talked about it briefly. What do you think about Kuminga? Where he be going?
Do you feel like Anthony Davis would want to be the player traded for Kuminga? How would you want that on your name? Like Kuminga, Anthony Davis. Like Anthony Davis have a fit. They just traded me. And then they gotta throw 5 other players in there with Kuminga.
Draymond.
Get Anthony Davis. Get the fuck out of here. It's over for Draymond. Like he ready go fuck with the bare knuckle boxing niggas. That shit is all that shit he do. He ain't even hooping no more out there. I hate that nigga. For real. I hate Joe, yo.
Yeah.
He a phony ass, tough ass nigga. Like, I'm just waiting. He ain't ran across the right dude. He ain't ran across the right dude to slap his fucking head off. Somebody gotta get with him, yo.
Yeah, nobody have
The shit that he be doing, like, yo, you could have never done that to nobody on my team. Like, you feel what I'm saying? You couldn't have done that to nobody on my team, nigga. I'm telling you. We'd have put you straight together. All up and down Golden State. The Golden State bridge, we'd have been all on your head.
Okay, so where would you see Kuminga going, though? Because he's a pretty good player when he get the ball, when he get the time. Really, he could be, a franchise-changing player. Like.
I do like Kuminga. Kuminga give me the whole. What's the other dude that's with the West? No, he with my boys in Milwaukee. Kuzma. He kind of a bumped up Kuzma. You know what I mean? Just play with. No. He got a bumped up Kuzma.
I think he's a little better than Kuzma. I think he's a lot better. I think he's a bump down Kawhi. That's what I think. I think he's a bump down Kawhi. Kuminga. He played D. He really can go get the buckets, but they're not giving him the time, whereas though we can
He
see
need to
it.
slow down a little bit sometimes. Like his engine get him in trouble sometimes, yo. You know what I'm saying? Where he be moving too fast. I feel like he need to get his game, slow it down a little bit. Not really fuck his pace up, but you know what I mean? But just not so hyper all the time. You know what I mean? Where he can, I think it'll work out for him if he slow down a little bit. But I was just fucking around with the whole Kuzma shit, because Kuzma stink.
What about saying him with a team like Philly? With Embiid or somebody like that?
I don't like Embiid. He just like AD. You know what I mean? I don't like Embiid. He got too much going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck you get to play for the USA team?
Right.
And you're a whole African. Like, that shit crazy. You had to come in the state with papers. And you on the USA team. That's crazy.
Last night, Ant-Man hit the game winner to beat the Spurs. So that sequence, he looked like he had Wemby on him, did a move here, got free to get on and get the game winning
He
shot.
had to do full moves.
He had to do a couple moves. He did a step back, went forward, step back, and went forward again.
Yeah.
So at the end of the play, he wound up being a game winner. After the game, the crowd was chanting MVP. So the last American MVP was James Harden. This was 2017-18 season. So since then, we done had Greek Freak, we done had multiple jokers, and just recently we even had my man Shea. Shea is a Canadian. So this year, if Ant-Man gets the MVP, he will be the first American MVP in quite a while. So, right now he got some guys in front of him, I believe. I got the Joker always up there. He got Shea up there. Do you think Ant-Man can, with a couple more good games like this, steal a show?
He keep playing like he playing. You know what I mean? He tough. Shorty one of the toughest things out there. You know what I mean? I don't like his tennis.
The new ones or the old ones?
Neither one of them. I don't like none of them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I might have seen one pair that was cool on another nigga feet, but I'm not wearing. You know what I mean? But Shorty's tough. Like his whole game, like, you know what I'm saying? He mid range, three, put it on your head. He tough. Shorty tough. And he passing the ball. So you know what I'm saying? He not selfish with it. You know what I mean? Every now and then he dribble a little too much. You know what I'm saying? But that come with the territory out, you know what I'm saying? That when you one of the best players of like I've been one of the best players on my team quite a few times. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
So
I
he's-
like AD. I like Anthony Edwards. I like Shorty.
Okay.
Sky's the limit for the young fella.
So last year, the last 2 seasons, they was Western Conference Finals. What's their outcome this year?
We're gonna see what they do in this trade. We're gonna see what they do in the trade. If they keep the same dudes because once them dudes go out, shit be a little shaky for them. You know what I mean? I like Dante DiVincenzo on their team. I always like them. You know what I mean? But Randall be up and down. I like but he be up and down. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? He gotta get it together though. But once if they get Ja Morant in that bitch, shit gonna be crazy. Like I think they'll beat OKC in the 7 if they had that good nucleus like that with Anthony Edwards and Shorty. And if you get Julius Randle to play like he got some sense, I think they can do something. Like I said, they can't get rid of Rudy though. They need Rudy.
I agree on that.
Because they gamble a lot. They gamble a lot, yo. Shorty gamble. Anthony Edwards be all up on niggas, so niggas get by y'all. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he play that hard on D.
Right.
Cause you know you got a nigga back there like that. You feel what I'm saying? It's tough when you ain't got nobody at that rim and you out there gambling like that. You know, it's gonna be crazy.
Right. So, what you think about that, Mike?
So it was an amazing game. It was a great shot. Ant-Man be doing Ant-Man things. That's what I've come accustomed to knowing when Ant-Man plays. You know, it was a good shot. As far as him winning MVP, I think he had a shot long as Jokic don't come back. If he comes back playing the way that he's been playing, man, Joker gonna win the MVP this year, man. The numbers that he's been putting up been amazing. It's been really amazing.
But Joker didn't win the MVP last year.
That was because OKC was playing so good, and Shea was playing really good, and he deserved it. But I think this year it's a different story.
So you saying you can see Ant-Man getting it this year?
I think it's a possibility.
Okay.
If he keep playing the way he playing, and Minnesota, they just stopped their 10-11 game win streak, so they got an opportunity. They keep winning.
Western Conference Finals, the past 2 seasons. What's the outcome this year? They finally get in.
I see. I don't know.
Spurs playing good too, yo.
I like the Spurs. I really like the Spurs. I like Stephon Castle.
Yeah. Okay. Spurs not really an option, but cool. Spurs not really an option. Spurs not going to be nowhere near no Western Conference Finals. They ain't that good yet. They ain't been together that long yet. So for our NBA predictions, who do you see going to the chip?
It's wide open. I don't really know. I ain't seen nobody that's really OKC, but they've been on the losing streak.
What's the
Outside of
losing
that,
streak? 2 games?
well, out of the last 4 or 5 games, they done lost 3 or 4 or 5 games, something like that.
What they reckon? 30-5?
I still
What they reckon is about that, right?
they lost to the Spurs 3 times.
Yeah, every time they have.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they lost to the Jazz 1 game.
Everybody ain't the Spurs. They ain't got to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what that means, if they meet the Spurs in the playoffs, then the Spurs got an opportunity to beat them.
So what I want you to do is come back, and then when the niggas about to win, you tell them, yeah, I got them. So who you got?
I ain't got nobody. I ain't one of them. I ain't gonna pick nobody.
All right, cool. You ain't gonna pick nobody, no problem. Who you got, Wed?
I say Denver. I'll go with Denver. I'll go with Denver. I think
That's who you think will win in Denver?
I think Denver got a good team.
Yeah, without the Joker?
No, not without the Joker. If the Joker come back.
He be back though. You know, for the season.
He'll
Now.
be back in like a week or two.
What do you hear? You talking about the MVP? Well, I think we're gonna win the MVP.
No. Who you think gonna win it?
Oh, for the
What's
chip.
Yes, sir.
It's hard to really to go against OKC, yo. You know what I'm saying? They top shit right now. Like, but I would like to see somebody else compete. Anthony Edwards and them, they got. I like watching them. They get a lot of TV time, so I see them a lot. You know what I mean? And you can't never count the king out. You know what I mean? You can't never count the king out, yo. You know what I'm saying? He got the mother. What's the white boy name? The Yugoslav. What is he? Where he from? What his name? Luka Doncic. Where he from? Slovenia. Yeah, they eat cheese over there. They got cheese over there.
So, again, who you like specifically?
Yo, I'm a freak fan. I like Giannis.
Okay.
That's what I like every year. Giannis. You know what I mean? But I gotta go with the Pelicans because the kid from Baltimore, Derek Queen. Gotta go with the Baltimore kid. Even though they sorry as shit. You know what I mean? I hope they win the chip.
nowhere near the playoffs.
Listen,
Come on,
I
Wad.
want
What
them
you
win the
talking
chip.
about? Come on, Wad. We ain't talking about no ball. Yo, who do you
Can't
think
have
gonna win
the
it?
chip.
No, we saying who do you think gonna win it? We know they ain't gonna win it, man. They ain't nowhere near. We can tell you what's gonna happen with them. Motherfucker, nigga gonna fuck some more bitches. He gonna be out of there. And then, you know, the nigga Queen gonna be by himself soon, so they ain't going to no playoffs, man. Who you think gonna win it, man? Give me a good answer, please.
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay.
You know what I
Thank
mean? Until somebody beat them, you know what I mean? That is what it is. You know what I mean? They, like I said, the Spurs got their number, but I got somebody else beating the Spurs before they get, like, you know what I'm saying? Some shit like that.
Right.
Like, who to say they even gonna run into them? You know what I mean?
T-Will's gonna be the problem. Hopefully they knock each other off us and we be right there riding through the smoke. Thank you for joining us on Superstars of Sports. See you next time.
And that's
That's
on
on
the
the neighborhood.